consideration of sodium chloride, in other words, road salt purchase for 2017 budget year, Chairman.
In your packet tonight, I've included a brief description of what we had for winter season this year. We went into the season with a full, both sheds, salt sheds full, which is 1,600 tons. We did order through the state bid for this last winter season 800 tons of road salt. We did opt for the 160-ton reserve, and if we would order 500 more tons for the early fill to put the shed back to full, that would mean that we would have went through 1,460 tons during the year. An average year, we use 1,100 to 1,200 tons. So you can see we're over on our tonnage that we usually use. One thing I would point out is we had those 2 ice events in January. That in a 10-day period, we used over 600 tons of salt. So we used over half of our, what we consider a yearly allotment in a very short period of time. So we're having to send the state salt order in. If we choose to go into the winter season with both salt sheds full, I'm projecting that we would be approximately $14,633 over budget at the end of the year. If we would choose to stay budget neutral, we would have to lower our early fill to 250 tons.
Would you repeat the fiscal part of that again?
If we do the early fill and have both salt sheds full, so we'd have 1,600 tons on hand like we did at the beginning of this year, we would have to purchase 500 tons of early salt at that $70 a ton. I'm projecting that price. We haven't actually gotten that price yet. But in the project cost memo, that would be the third from last item for $35,000. And then what we would have to purchase for salt, brine, and sand mix in December, I'm projecting we would be $14,633 a negative. If we change that 500-ton early fill in that line to 250, that would put us approximately budget neutral for the year. But we would go in actually behind where we were at this year. We've been trying to, since we purchased and installed the new 1,000-ton salt shed, we've been trying to go in every year and have that full at the beginning of the year.
To Fred, any other revenue sources out there? If I have my druthers, I'd rather we put the 500 in place, but
I guess I'd be more comfortable having the shed full. For a variety of reasons, the prices go up.
Yep.
Jared found out that the budding community here, if they would have had some more serious snow, they would not have been able to have the county assist them. I just don't want to caught in a predicament. If the city has to, we'd have to do a budget amendment and or find sources. I just feel very uncomfortable not being covered with a full load.
okay, with that said, I'm going to make a motion that we would order the additional 500 tons to keep our salt stock and improvement supply. But between now and the council meeting, if you could give us some idea whether it's a budget adjustment or an alternate source of revenue, either way. And the second by Joe Chelsea discussion.
I agree with Fred. I think that we need to go in with the sheds full, because everybody that knows anything about economics will tell you that if we have to go in during the season to buy salt, it's going to be at a much higher price.
On that subject, though, what about, was it La Crosse? Was La Crosse or the county? There's other type of product out of Utah?
They are looking at a product out of Utah. The salesperson was ill the day he was supposed to be here, so we did not have the demo on that. That product is going to run approximately $125 a ton versus the $70 we pay for road salt, but they're hoping they can put it on at half the rate, and it's more environmentally friendly. So we do want to test some of that, but the county hasn't even used any of it yet. So I think for this next year, we're going to do what we're doing, and I'm hoping possibly if this works out that this product is as good as they say it is. Maybe at some point we have salt in the bigger shed and we have this product in the smaller shed, so we can use a combination of the two to be optimized in our operations. But we haven't got to that point. We haven't even seen the product being used yet, so we're getting there. It's on the radar, but we haven't got to the point where I feel comfortable just getting that.
Discussion on the motion. If not, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. 5, review and consideration of the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources 2016 Stormwater Permit Annual Report. Jeffrey.
There's no Really no changes in 2016. This is very similar to what you've seen in previous years. I just want to point out to the public that's available at the engineering office or the city website for review. That's one of the things we have to offer. We are continuing public education to collaboration with La Crosse County and other municipalities. Other than that, if you have specific questions, Kevin kind of went through and did the report. He could answer specifics, but it's very similar to what we've done in the past and meeting the DNR mandated requirements.
Any questions of Jared at all? If not, that's just for information.
We'll actually need a motion. We need a motion to approve it.
I make a motion.
Accept it.
Second. Very positive discussion on that motion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 6-2. Consideration of proposal to replace the service body for work vehicle number 229.
This is a truck that was purchased in 2005, so it's 12 years old. The cabin chassis only have 50,000 miles on it. This is our first tool truck that we had. It has our service crane on it that we use to lift pumps at the lift stations. This tool truck is used extensively in our fleet. The body of the truck is rusted. I actually looked at it again today to looked at some of the holes in the body. The boxes on it and the back floor are what structurally keep the crane from tipping over when it's on there. We did have $28,000 budgeted. We did receive 2 quotes, and staff is recommending the low quote to Universal Truck and Equipment in $27,024.
I make a motion to approve the recommended bid of Universal Truck Equipment in the amount of $27,024.
Second.
Second by Mary Blomquist. Discussion on that motion. Hearing none, all in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. 7, review and consideration of proposals for replacement of portable standby generator for the sanitary sewer lift stations. Jared?
Originally in the 2017 operating budget, a standby generator was included to replace the standby generator for the Franklin Street lift station. Currently that unit is a 1960s Willys generator that is over 50 years old, that is ancient. One of the things we have going on here is that the Franklin Street lift station, due to the way the power system is in that area, runs on 480 volts. So that is the only lift station that we have that runs at 480 volts. All the rest of the lift stations are at 240 volts. So when we looked into this, we looked at, do we get a generator that can only be used at the one station, or do we get one that we can use at multiple stations? Now we do have 2 other generators for the other stations, but we felt that it was prudent to, depending on where a power outage was or what activity is going on, during a power outage we should have more backup power. So when we went through and did the pricing, we actually got a quote, 2 quotes actually, for a generator that would be able to run either 240 or 480. The problem with that is that in our 2017 operating budget, we included $40,000 for a generator. The low bid from Kohler came back at $59,544. So if we want to get a generator that will run both systems, that I feel is the most prudent to buy for the utility that could run, all 9 lift stations versus 1, I think this is the one to get.
Okay, with that said, I make a motion to go ahead and accept the quote. First of all, before I move on, this is not subject to the bid process, is it?
We did receive 2 quotes. It's not considered public works construction, so we are not required to do an advertisement in the newspaper for 2 consecutive days like we do on a construction project.
Okay, with that said, I make a motion to accept the quote from Kohler Company amount of $59,544. That's with the understanding that between now and the council meeting, there will be a fiscal note. There are other funds applied to pay for an or budget.
Second.
Second by Mary Blomquist. Discussion on that motion. Hearing none, all in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. 8 is review and consideration of 2017 pavement maintenance. Jared again.
In your packet tonight, we have chip seal, which we have been using for pavement maintenance for many years within the city. I received a preliminary price of $1.45 a square yard for granite chip cover over emulsion, as we've done for many years within the city. We're proposing to do 135,000 square yards at that $1.45 price for a total cost of $195,750. This would be done with LaCrosse County. The streets are listed in your packet tonight. As you can see in the maps, we are doing predominantly the Greens Coulee area is going to be the big chunk of what we're going to do this year. That area was last chip sealed 9 years ago. Had good luck with the county over the years and would recommend that we continue using them for the chip seal program.
And this fits our capital improvements budget.
That's correct. It's including the 2017 capital projects budget.
All budgeted,
$250,000.
$250,000. Do we just find excess funds to cover the cost of the last two quotes? Right.
No, because the number 7 is sewer,
Okay,
and then 8 is streets.
right.
Well, the streets could be covered, but isn't the sodium and the salt, isn't the chip seal out of
Chip seals out of the capital projects.
capital projects?
Yeah, it comes out of capital projects.
Well, I'll let you guys sort that out with that said. Make a motion to accept the bid of the $195,750. Second by Barry Blomquist. Discussion on that motion.
Mr. Chair, the only question I have is, do you recall, Jared, what the cost per square foot was last year?
We estimated $1.50 and it came in at $1.37. So if the oil prices stay the way they are, I think it's actually going to be a little less than $1.45.
Any further discussion on the motion? If not, all of you that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. And then centerline painting.
B is for centerline painting. We received 2 quotes. Staff's recommending Twin City striping for .062 cents per lineal foot, approximately 180,000 lineal feet for a total cost of $11,160. This item is included in 2017 operating budget for the street department.
With that said, I make a motion that we accept the quote recommended by Twin City in amount not to exceed $11,160.
Second.
Second by Barry Blomquist. Discussion on that motion.
Mr. Chair, how much is your budget?
The contractual services budget has approximately $16,000 in it, but some of the other items come out of it. We typically budget $13,000 of that $16,000 for centerline painting.
Any further discussion on the motion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. 9, review and consideration of the 2016 Public Works Department Annual Report. Jerry Hill.
In your packet tonight is the 2016 annual report. Kevin Schubert, Assistant City Engineer, has compiled, with help from staff, the 2016 annual report. Very busy year again in 2016. Variety of activities were done. The Great River Landing, paving of 5 miles of city streets, all the DOT projects, along with all the typical things that happen, such as cleaning lift stations, turning valves, snow plowing, cemetery activities, and the like. If anybody has any questions or would like to go into anything any further once they look it over, they're more than welcome to contact us.
Any questions of Jared? No. If not, I make a motion to accept the report. Second by Barry Blomquist. Discussion on that motion. Hearing none, all of you the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 10 is review and consideration of utility release for Roberts Brook Road 5991-02-56 and Ralston County Road PH 5991-0-53 projects. Jared.
We have sanitary, sewer, and water utilities that are in easements behind the right-of-way. The work for this project will be done in those areas, so we have to have a release to let the project happen. This is a city-sponsored project, has federal funding, it's STP urban funding, so we have these rules that we must follow, so it's our recommendation to approve this item.
That said, I make a motion that we accept the temporary construction easements on the Riders Club Road project as well as Pearl Street.
Second.
Discussion on that motion. Hearing none, all of you the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. 11, review and consideration of temporary limited easement at Van Riper Park, part of Riders Club Road 599-02-56 project. Jerry.
City of Alaska owns lands along Riders Club Road. In that area, we will be replacing some of the sidewalk as part of this STP urban project that we described previously. Due to this, we need a formal temporary limited easement for that area. The city will actually issue itself a $750 check, because that will be the payment that was approved in the nominal payment report. And we we just are looking for approval to give the easement out.
With that said, I make a motion to authorize the temporary easement for Van Riper Park as part of Ryder Road Folk Project 599-02-56. Second by Gary Blunt. Discussion on that motion.
One thing I just will say is it won't affect the park operations any more than just the project out front.
Thank you. All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. 12, review and consideration of proposals for 2017 supervision, control, and data acquisition system upgrade, otherwise known as SCADA.
Tonight I have handed out a quote that was received from Ultronics Control Systems, LW Allen. I did go through the quote. It does appear that all the items that we requested are here. This is part of the 2016 report that was done on upgrades to our SCADA system. Our SCADA system is 10 years old now. We are replacing a variety of items within that system, being that it is mainly electrical and computer controlled. We did budget $55,800 in the project costs, which were used in the 2017 capital improvements budget for the budget for this project, and the project total came in at, after a discount if all items are done at once, of $49,270.
Given that said, I make a motion to accept the quote from Ultronics Control Systems for the SCADA system in the amount of $49,270.
Second.
Second by Gary Blunt. Discussion on the motion.
Jared, go ahead.
I was going to say this is considered maintenance, so this is a maintenance to the system. LW Allen is our supplier for this. They're the ones that work on this. Trying to get a second quote from a second vendor is very difficult because it's all it's personalized, I guess, proprietary and personalized on how they do it. So it's very difficult to get a second price. So.
My question I had is on the $55,800 that you had budgeted in 2017. Is that not a combination of water, sewer, and storm?
That is correct. That is a combination. It's broken out in the capital improvements budget.
So in theory, by doing if everything stays within that 49, you will have some savings here.
There will be a little bit of savings.
Recognized through the water, sewer, and storm.
Correct. There'll be savings in the capital improvements budget. Correct.
Thank you.
Okay. Any further discussion on the motion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 13, review and consideration of bids received for 2017 pavement projects.
We have included in your packet tonight a bid tabulation. We did receive one bid from Matthew Construction, the local asphalt provider within the community. We did look over that bid, and we took the base bid along with bid alternates number 2, which bid alternate number 2 is additional paving in the 13th Avenue South Rosewood Trail area. Bid alternate number 4 and 5 are for pavement markings, which had specific line items within the 2017 capital improvements budget, and also bid alternate 6 and 7, which also had specific bid items or budget items within the 2017 capital improvement budget for doing some basketball courts for the Park and Rec Department. It is the recommendation of the engineering department to do a base bid with those alternatives for $765,118.80.
Second by Gary Blunt. Discussion on that motion.
Versus the budget of
The budget for this, I didn't write down the actual number. We are within what we had for the budget with the pavement markings and the bid alternate. We're actually under on the Spruce Street project, so we're taking some of the general money from the Spruce Street project to pay for part of the bid alternate on number 2. But once we do those projects together, we have adequate funding within the 2017 capital improvement budget with a contingency in case something would happen. These projects are pretty uniform from year to year. They don't change a whole lot. There's not a lot of unknowns in these projects. I feel comfortable with what we've budgeted and how we've got them laid out.
Any further discussion on the motion? If not, all in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Motion carries. 14, review and consideration of bids received for 2017 miscellaneous concrete project. Jared again.
In your packet again tonight, we've got 2 bids that were received for the 2017 miscellaneous concrete project. We are recommending Fowler and Hammer for $185,500.80. This does include multiple items. This does include the 2017 sidewalk program includes 2017 miscellaneous concrete patches around the city, 2017 storm sewer repairs to catch basins, and also includes the capital improvements project for the crosswalk replacements on Highway 35 2nd Avenue.
Thank you. I make a motion to approve the recommendation of Alderman Hammer, the amount of $185,500.80. Second by Barry Poppins. That fits your budget, correct?
Yes, and it fits within the budget for those capital improvement projects.
Any other questions on the motion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 15, review consideration of appraisal payments for fee acquisition of temporary land easement for Crawl Street and Gardner Road, PH 599-02-53. Jared.
Trying to make sure I got the right one here. Okay, so in your packet tonight, I've included the STP Urban project. This is for the bond and PH portion of the project, which is the 53 project of 599-10253. In this, we have received the appraisals back for the project. In the second page, you can see that we have 6 appraisals in there. 6 parcels that got appraised, but one of them has the same owner, so it was actually done in one appraisal. Those appraisal offers are listed in your packet tonight. One thing I would point out is that we had one temporary limited easement, number 11, that's shown on the first page, to Century Tele, Wisconsin, that we are going to authorize a appraisal for. We were not able to get in contact due to their corporate structure of the entity in time to get meet the timeline, so we are going to have that one also appraised, but the appraisal should come back very close to what we are offering for a nominal price. So what we're looking at for this item is approval of the 5 appraisals that were done for a total of $32,500, and also authorization to get an appraisal done for number 11.
Can you clarify something? The recommendations are $32,500, and yet the total is $38,500.
The next item is going to take care of the next one for $6,000. So we're going to it's broken into 2 items, even though it's on one sheet.
With that said, I make a motion to authorize the amounts for appraisal of $32,500. Second. By Mary Blackwood's discussion on that motion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Here, if for some reason you get that century put down by council, you don't hesitate to put it on.
We will.
Okay.
16.
Renewal consideration of appraisal payments for acquisition and temporary limit easements for Riders Cup Road project 599-02-56.
So this is the parent project. This is the Riders Club Road, the 599-10256 project. We have one appraisal on this project for $6,000. We also are requesting that we have 3 parcels on this project that we cannot make contact with, that we are going to perform appraisals on. That's parcels number 10, number 18, and number 34. We are still actively engaging these people, trying to see if we can get them answer the door we knock, trying to get them to sign the paperwork, but we may not get through to them, and to meet the timelines, we may have to do the appraisals. So this project here has 3 possible additional appraisals that will match the very similar offers to the $100 offers for the nominal that you see, but the $6,000 for Menards would be a new offer. We are looking into currently trying to get once the appraisals came back, we reviewed them, what the cost came in at. I'm seeking the $6,000 approval tonight, but we are working on trying to lower that number in the next month and get the number down by decreasing the amount of temporary limited easement in those areas for the 2 driveways. Hopefully going to cut that number in half, but I'd like to get the authorization for the $6,000 just in case something goes wrong, so we can make sure we meet our timelines. We need to have August 1st, we need to have all the right-of-way wrapped up. The problem that we catch is that once we deliver an appraisal, we have to give them 60 days to get a comparable appraisal done, and then after we get that, we would come back with a revised offer, and then it takes 20 days after that if we would have to proceed through the condemnation process. So we're we're kind of short on time here, so we are working on trying to lower that number, but we're requesting we get authorization for that number tonight.
And make a motion to approve the $6,000 recommended.
Second.
Discussion on that motion.
The only other thing I have is for this project, we had budgeted $150,000. We have allocated $57,500 for right-of-way costs, $48,000 for Timber Ellison, or $45,120 for Timber Ellison right-of-way specialist to do the negotiation work. We have $38,500 in appraisals, $7,700 in nominals. That brings us to a total of approximately $149,000 of our $150,000. If we have to have some of these go to appraisal, we may be slightly over that. I think we have monies in the Riders Club Road project for engineering review by the state that still haven't been expended, so I think we'll be fine overall. I just wanted to let you know that we are getting close to our budget number for right-of-way purposes.
Thank you, Jared. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. 17, estimates, Strand Associates, Short, Elliott, Henrys, Timber Ellison, Rudolph, Land Specialist, State Equipment, Tree Ridge Landscaping, Wisconsin Department of Transportation, any other contractor or developer. I make a motion to approve all 11 that are identified on the report you have with you tonight, dated April 4th, 2017.
Second.